All right, hey, how's it going? So Robert here with another Fast Gun Minute. So now let's talk about triggers really quickly, okay? So all you people that are new to guns and everything like that, one thing you gotta understand about your gun and get to know your firearm is when the trigger breaks and resets, okay? I'm gonna show you what that means. Now, when you have a gun, you wanna know when the trigger's gonna go off. A lot of times people get hesitant and they're moving and shaking when they're shooting because they're afraid of when the gun's gonna go off. But you can know when the gun's gonna go off. One, it goes off when you put your finger on the trigger, so understanding most triggers, there's a little bit of take up. Now I'm gonna show you right here. There's take up right here. This little play right here where it does nothing. And then there's a wall right here. We call this the wall. This is where the trigger stops, okay? Any more pressure and it's gonna go off, right? So you wanna understand where your wall is on your gun. On this CZ P10C, because it's God's gift to earth, okay? It's a really short trigger. So where it's right there, that's minimal, okay? I can show you on my XD where it's a whole lot more. Now, once you hit the wall, you know that the gun's going to break. So every time I put my finger on the trigger, I can just go straight here to the wall, okay? After the wall, the trigger breaks. So any more pressure, and then the trigger breaks. You hear that, okay? So that's the first part of understanding your trigger, is knowing when it breaks. The second part is understanding the reset. Now, this is some good game right here that every shooter knows, but all you new people, the reset is this. So normally you fire, a bullet comes out, right? And then the slide goes back, and then it comes forward, loads another bullet, right? Now, my finger hasn't moved, so the trigger is not reset. Listen to when the trigger resets. You hear that click? That's the trigger resetting, because this is the CZ P10C, God's gift to earth. So that means that now it's ready to fire another round. Because it's a semi-automatic, it is not fully automatic, right? That means that the gun is now ready to fire again, right? So that little short little inch, I'm gonna click it off again, and I'm gonna show you the reset. Look how very minimal it is. Again, your gun probably won't do this because it's probably not a CZ P10C. But you see that little small inch, and now it's ready to fire again. What you'll see people do is, when they're scared or when they're new to shooting, they'll slap the trigger, just doing this. This is slapping the trigger. If you can know when, and you get to know your gun very well, and you will, because you will practice, you'll know when to let the trigger out a little bit and then push it back, and then let it out and push it back. So this is the motion you have, opposed to slapping it and then the gun, you can just see it. The gun's just moving, it's doing whatever it wants. I'm off target. But when I'm here, the gun's staying on target a little bit more, right? So that's understanding your trigger, understanding resets, and understanding when your trigger breaks and where the wall is.